Hello, hello, yogis, and welcome to day 15 of our 30-day yoga challenge. So that means that we are halfway through. If you're here and you've made it this far, I want you to take your hand across and give yourself a pat on the back. So good. Great job. Happy Sunday. Today's class is a little bit different where we look a little bit at some yoga philosophy, some alignment, and some gentle yoga postures. So we're going to start today's practice in an easy seat, grounding down into our sitting bones and get nice and tall through the crown of the head. Let's come right into some movement as we close down our eyes and tuck our chin to our chest. Slowly, gently roll right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder, right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder. Gently shifting from side to side and just really feeling into that alignment through the neck. Come through center, parallel your chin to the floor. Let's inhale, lift our nose toward the ceiling. And exhale, tuck our chin toward our chest. And inhale, lift the nose toward the ceiling. And exhale, tuck the chin toward the chest. One more, inhale as you lift. And exhale as you tuck. Come through center. Let's press our palms together. Really press those palms together. Let the elbows come wide. And let's connect to today's affirmation. I'm dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. I am dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. After 2 weeks, maybe you're starting to feel some benefits of having a consistent yoga practice, having a consistent wellness practice. That's what this schedule is. It is a wellness practice. Every day we show up for 30 minutes just for ourselves, and we connect to our mind, our body, and our emotional self. I actually think about these three selves as different layers of our being, of our person. And I believe that every person has these three layers. In yoga, these layers are called koshas, Koshas. And as you practice and as you deepen your practice, get consistent with your practice, you can more easily travel through these layers of the being. There are actually two more layers in addition to the physical, mental, and emotional. There's also the intuitive, and then there is the wisdom or the all-knowing. So intuition is your own inner guide. And then wisdom connects us to something deeper, something bigger than ourselves. So these are these layers that this practice helps us to connect to, So as you move forward with the last 2 weeks, you've worked through the physical, you've connected to the physical, and maybe you started to notice some shifts and changes in the mind and the emotions. Continue to be aware of that as we move through the next 2 weeks. And maybe you notice that you're less concerned or less, I'm almost going to say distracted by the physical. Like you don't need to think so much about the postures themselves. And you're starting to notice that it's easier to stay connected to your breath. It's easier to focus the mind. It's easier to be aware of the emotional self. So that's what consistency does for us. It connects us deeper and deeper to the parts of ourselves that are there, but maybe we're not aware of. Once again, bring the palms palm facing down. Tuck the chin to the chest. Lift the nose toward the ceiling. Parallel the chin to the floor. Let's bring our gaze over our right shoulder and really draw that left shoulder back and down. And come through center, take an inhale. Exhale, gaze over the left shoulder, draw the right shoulder back and down. Come back through center. Inhale your shoulders to your ears and exhale, roll them down your back. And again, inhale, shoulders to the ears, and exhale, roll them down your back. Let's take a couple more. In our yoga practice, what we're actually doing is opening up the lines of energy in our bodies. So if we think about our joints as areas of energy, there's a lot going on in our joints. There's ligaments, tendons, fascia, muscle, bone. There's a lot going on in those areas. So there can get, because there's that movement, there's that mobility, energy can get stuck there, and that's what makes our joints feel stiff. That's what decreases our range of motion. Let's inhale the arms up and exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches. So as we open up through our joints, through these areas, as we stretch and lengthen out our muscles, our fascia, our tendons, our ligaments, inhale through center. Exhale, left hand down, right hand reaches, sink that right hip down. As we open up those parts of the body, we are really allowing for our own personal energy to move more freely, meaning we have more access to our own energy. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's twist to the right. We're going to stay here and take a few deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, draw that right shoulder back, gaze back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the right shoulder back, gaze back. Take a few more deep breaths. Not only do we create ease of movement and open the lines of energy in our body, but we also help to energize. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist, right hand, left knee, left hand behind you, gaze behind you, draw that shoulder back, few breaths here. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. So we are utilizing our energy more efficiently because the lines of energy are open. So if you think about our body, let's come back through center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus out your arms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. This time, let's bring the palms backward and inhale up and exhale, scarecrow. Inhale, goalpost. Exhale, scarecrow. One more. Inhale, goalpost. Exhale, scarecrow. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, let's press the walls away. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, press the walls forward. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, press the walls forward. Inhale up. Exhale, shift yourself into a tabletop position. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists, your knees under your hips. I know we do this transition, this cat-cow transition a lot in the different practices because I believe it is one of the most important transitions that we can do for our body. Inhale, cow pose, arch the spine, lift the gaze. Exhale, cat pose, round the spine, head hangs heavy. Keep doing this motion in your body, linking your breath to your movement, and I'll explain what makes it so important. So our spine is a whole bunch of bones, nerves, and ligaments connected together. And this movement helps to bring mobility into the spine. And you can think about the spine as the superhighway of the body. So it takes messages from the entire body to the brain to be understood and interpreted, and then from the brain to the rest of the body. Now, when we think about this line of energy that is the spine, we can think of it like that highway. Now, if we don't have mobility, ease of movement, or ease of energy movement through the spine, let's come back to neutral, tuck the tailbone under, and let's just pause here with an engaged core. That spine can get a traffic jam. And if you think about what happens to a roadway when there is a traffic jam, let's bring the toes together, knees apart, sink the hips back, and walk, reach the fingers forward into our child's pose. Take a few deep breaths here. So when there's that traffic jam and traffic gets cut down to one lane, things get clogged up, things don't move as easily. So you can think about when we don't do these movements from our spine, there is the potential for a traffic jam. And so the messages from our body don't get as easily to our brain, and from our brain don't get as easily to our body. And that brain and spine is the central nervous system. It's what makes the whole body function. So we want that spine to be nice and supple so that it can take information from the rest of the body to the brain. Let's shift ourselves forward, lift the feet, sink the hips down, press through the palms, lift the gaze. Let's take a breath here. From here, let the feet come down, draw them together, and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for our Sphinx pose. So your legs are relatively close together. Now, this may be causing some tension through the low back. That's intentional. That's intentional. When we compress a part of the body and we create that tension, and then we release it, it gets blood flow, flowing, energy flow, opening to that part of the body. So from here, let's walk our hands back toward our body. Keep your knees together and press into your rock pose. Letting your forehead rest down, hands reach back. Let the shoulders roll forward. Really allow yourself to sink into the floor, your mat. Take a couple deep breaths here. And let's press ourselves back forward into a tabletop position. I'm just going to turn to face you. So from this tabletop, let's extend our right leg out long behind us, press it straight out. I don't have that space. And then send it out to the right, plant that foot down, and let's shift front to back. You decide how big of a movement this is in your body today. I think we do this movement in 2 or 3 classes, and it is my favorite hip opener right now. So you decide how far forward and how far back do you go in your body. Now let's sink the hips all the way back, letting the upper body come down. You can reach your fingers forward or maybe bring your elbows out wide. Take a couple deep breaths here. Lift the upper body back up, press yourself back forward. Let's point those toes out to the right as we come up onto our knees. And let's sink forward into that knee and come back up. Sink forward, come up, sink forward, come up. Point that foot back forward, plant the left hand down, reach the right hand, open, bend, lengthen. And come back through center. Let's take that right leg, bring it underneath, and come down onto all fours. Send the left leg out behind you and then straight out to the left. And let's do the same thing on this side. Sink forward, sink back. You decide how big of a movement this is for your body today. I am dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. Let's sink the hips back. You can bring the elbows wide, let the forehead rest down, and breathe into this. Press the upper body up, come forward. Let's come right up onto that right knee. Plant the left foot straight out. You want that hip, the knee, the leg to be straight out from the hip socket and then just sink in. 3, 2, 1. Come back through center. Let's plant that foot down. Right hand comes down, left hand reaches. Open, lengthen through that side body. Feels so good. This is such a great side body stretch. And let's come back through center. Bring that knee down. And let's shift over onto our bottom. As we shift to one side, bring the right leg underneath and the left leg over top. Coming in for our cow face is what this is usually called. So just find this in your body. Maybe your knees are able to stack on top of one another, or maybe you need a little bit more space between the feet. Just find where your left leg is crossed over top of your right in your body. And as we come here, let's bring our hands onto our feet and give the arches of the feet a little massage. Just bringing a little bit of pressure into the arches of the feet, maybe shifting right and left, side to side. I actually wore high heels earlier this week, and so this feels so good on my feet. I'm pretty much always barefoot, other than that. Barefoot or Birkenstock. And maybe you press your hands into your feet. Just put a little bit of pressure on there, maybe not. And then let's inhale the arms up. Left hand comes underneath the right hand. Maybe you can bring your palms to touch, or maybe you bear hug. Find what feels better for you this morning. And then let's inhale, lift the elbows up toward the ceiling, and exhale, tuck the elbows in toward the stomach or the belly button. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you round. Come back through center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left hand reaches. Lengthen through that side body. Lift your gaze. And inhale through center. Exhale, left hand down, right hand reaches. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's twist to the left. Stay nice and tall. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's twist to the right. Come back through center. Plant your hands behind you. Open through your chest. Press your chest up, open, forward. Come back through center. We're going to unravel the legs and just switch them out. So whichever leg was on the bottom, I said right on the bottom first. So now the right should be on top. Let yourself settle into this, finding this in your body. And maybe we do a little bit of foot massage, a little bit of foot pressure. Put a little pressure on there and come through center. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand underneath the left. You can clasp the palms together or bear hug, you decide. And then let's inhale, lift the elbows up, and exhale, tuck the elbows in toward the belly button. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. Come back through center. Inhale, arms open up. Exhale, let's bend to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's twist to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, let's twist to the left. Come through center. Lean back, open through the chest, tilt through the chin. And we're going to unravel the legs and press ourselves right into a butterfly pose and take a moment to flap out your butterfly. Flap out that butterfly. And then find some stillness. Maybe bring your hands onto your knees as you shift your upper body forward. Noticing what you feel there, being gentle, mindful, intentional. And come back through center. Bring the knees together. Let's work ourselves down onto our backs. All the way down onto your back. As you come down onto your back, keeping your knees bent. And let's just shift right and left, giving the low back a gentle massage. Extend your left leg out long, bring your right leg up, give it a squeeze into the front line of the body. Let's extend that leg long and take that leg and drop it over to the left, keeping the leg nice and straight. You can cactus out your arm, gazing out toward the right shoulder. Ideally, your hips are stacked as you gaze over the right shoulder and take some deep breaths. And let's bring that knee back through center. Take a moment, squeeze it into the front line, and extend your right leg out long. Left leg comes up around the rib cage into the armpit. Give it a squeeze. Take a deep breath in. Straighten through that leg, and let's bring it over to the right, stacking the hips, and maybe cactusing out that left arm, gazing over the left shoulder. Take a few deep breaths here. And let's bring that knee back through center. Take a moment, squeeze it into the front line. Extend the left leg up, right leg comes to meet it. You can flip your palms, palm facing down by your side. And maybe you point and flex your feet. Maybe you roll out your ankles. If you'd like to try a shoulder stand, I will cue that here. So shoulder stand is pretty supported when it comes to an inversion. You want to keep your gaze straight up toward the ceiling to really protect your neck. Tuck your elbows into your side body and press the backs of your arms into the floor as you lift your hips up and bring your hands to your mid back to really support that mid back. So really all of your weight here should be in your shoulders, elbows, backs of arms, legs extended up, shifting your hips more and more over your heart. Using the hands, the backs of the arms to really stabilize. Slow and controlled, start to lower the upper body down. If you did come into that shoulder stand, flip your palms, palm facing down. Take a deep breath in, pause in your waterfall. And then zip the legs up together tight and slow and controlled, lower the heels down to the floor. Let those heels come down. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let's reach our arms up overhead and take another deep breath in as we lengthen and stretch from fingertip to toe, maybe clasping the thumbs together. And exhale, let it relax. And let's do it again. Inhale, extend. And exhale, let your hands come down by your side. Find something comfortable as we sink into our final resting pose. Taking a deep breath in and a full breath out. Maybe connecting to our affirmation for today once again. I am dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. I am dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. Allowing yourself to sink and settle into that awareness. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Draw your knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. Grab the backs of your legs as you rock yourself up into an easy seat. Bringing your palms to press, tucking your chin to your chest. And let's take a moment to connect to the knowledge and information that we absorb today. So there are different layers of ourselves: the physical, the mental, the emotional, the intuitive, and the wisdom. We travel through these different layers, connecting to these different layers through our yoga practice. Our spine is our superhighway of the body. The more supple, the more ease of movement we have in our spine, the more ease of movement we have throughout our entire body. Spinal health is such an important piece of our yoga practice. So that cat-cow, if you can't make it to your mat, I highly recommend that you do cat-cow first thing in the morning. And then we have our affirmation. I'm dedicated to my path and confident in my direction. I hope you feel confident more and more and more as you show up to your mat, more confident in your abilities, in your knowledge, in your yoga practice, and in who you are. Thank you for being here today, for sharing this space and allowing me to share this beautiful practice with you. It is always my honor. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. Congratulations on completing 2 full weeks. We're halfway through. I hope to see you tomorrow for our Vinyasa practice. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. I will see you again soon. And until then, may your light be your guide.